we had those wonderful activities where students learn about teamwork and group building. Peer-to-peer learning, where what our observation goes is they are very happy to take the feedbacks from their friends. So if a peer-to-peer feedbacks are being provided, that really helps the students in their development. Hackathon. Kingston organizes hackathon activities where students are actively being involved and they take up real-time social enterprise cases, or they take real-time business cases, and the students are being asked to provide solution to this. It's a 3 hours long activities and students are actively involved. So when, as a transnational education, a student's experiences are multifold by using all these teaching tools in the curriculum, and I'm very proud to say that our curriculums are being made enriched. They are embedded strongly. You will find all these components are being combined as an assessment in the curriculum, which has been delivered by NMIMS, CIS, and Kingston University. So I tried to put up some images, some pictures of the activities which we did this year. There was a mental health workshop which was being conducted, and this mental health workshop had actually helped students in, of course, understanding how important is your mental health and how it is necessary. This was a part of a curriculum of the organization behavior. So this is some few pictures which I have just presented. Now, it is important that a student's holistic development also happens, and where every event is being developed in such a way that the student clubs are very, very active, and the student clubs, they not only brings in the activity, they are actually makes in the entire organization and implementation, and therefore it helps them to learn how your management skills, to learn their interpersonal skills, and various such skills are being enhanced. So this is about how transnational universities or the educational institutions focus their entire curriculum so that student holistic development is happening. To move further, how you are going to get benefited as a student, first comes is critical thinking. I'm sure Dr. John will focus upon, if it comes to the curriculum wise, every curriculum have a critical thinking component. Critical thinking, where when it comes to writing, it's not just application. You have to actually critically think about what you're writing. So critical analysis is not a negative term, but going forward as a student, you will be developed into a managers where a critical thinking is something which should be a component of your thought process. So therefore, the benefit of opting for such transnational educational programs are it invoke your critical thinking. It makes you active learning engagement. You're always alert, you're always active. Maybe Muskan will help you to highlight upon how active engagement is necessary when it comes to classroom, because your reflections are necessary. What you listen to your tutor, what you learn is active engagement, participative learning, and likewise. So therefore, if you are thinking about any transnational education, the benefits behind those universities which they are going to offer is your critical thinking, learning engagement, participative learning, your knowledge enhancement, reflections, and yes, for sure, the studies are going to be research-oriented studies. They are purely research-based. You need to provide evidences. So this is something where you are not just stick to your book or maybe some kind of rote learning. You will have to be actively engaged. So this is all about what the transnational education is, and on what are the benefits you are going to get when you are going to select the university of your choice. To come back to what SVKM and MIMS offers in collaboration with Kingston University, we offer a dual degree program in business administration. After your successful completion, a degree will be awarded by NMIMS as well as it will be awarded by Kingston University, London. NMIMS University is going to award you BBA International Business, while Kingston University is going to award you BBA Honours Business Administration. Under transnational education, SPKM and MIMS offers a unique pathway model where 2 years you are in Mumbai and 1 year you will go to London to complete your degree. This completes your 3 years. You can also opt for a 4th year, which is a placement year. Degree awarded will be with professional placement. But 3 years degree program where 2 years in Mumbai and 1 year at London. Going to London, Kingston University is compulsory for completion of your degree. So this is what the pathway model NMIMS CIS follows when it comes to transnational education. I'll again not discuss much in detail about the teaching, learning, pedagogy. What all I spoke in my initial slides about case
placement after 3rd year.
What I
Yes, sir.
3 years.
Excuse me, can you please? Thank you. So what we all spoke about initially in my initial slides about what all techniques we use, this is how the unique teaching learning pedagogy works for NMIMS CIS along with Kingston University. To give you a quick look to the curriculum, this is what the curriculum being offered at CIS. First, level 4 will be at Mumbai campus. Level 5 will be at Mumbai campus. When I'm saying level 4, it is first year. Level 5, it is second year. And level 6, it is third year, which is at Kingston University, London. I hope I'll not take much again in depth because we have Dr. John also waiting for and Muskan also. We would like to listen to both of them. But this is just a quick overview of what is transnational education and what is SVKM, NMIMS, CIS and Kingston University to offer. You can anytime come and visit us. We are at 7th floor, Mitibai College building, Villepale. So this is where we are located and you can reach out to us on these numbers. You can email it to us and you can also check the website of a CIS, and I'll again get back with some other procedures. But before that, I'll hand over now to Dr. John to take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dipali. Let me share my screen. And can we get everyone on the background on mute? Wonderful. Just let me know if you can see my screen and if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. So firstly, let me acknowledge, thank you very much, Dipali. And thank you very much, Muskan, for coming for the session. And thank you, Shika, for organizing this session. At this moment, there are about 300 people I can see logged in. So it's a privilege to be able to share my experiences with all of you. So just to give you a background about myself, my name is Dr. John Sebastian Pereira. I am an associate professor in finance at Kingston University, London. And in some sense, I am very similar to most of you because I do come from Mumbai. That's where I did my undergraduation. And I'm also an alumni of NMIMS. I did my MBA from there. And then I moved on to Kingston to do my master's, subsequently a PhD. And I've been associated with Kingston for the last about 10 years. So I have gone through both the learning and teaching that we get across both the education systems back in India as well as in London. So I can give you a perspective about how things have been, how things are different, how things have changed. Okay, so to start with, while this is a very brief snapshot of what I want to cover, there is much more behind the scene, which I'll direct you to our websites, more information. And of course, there is Dipali at the grounds there, where she can sit down with you and talk through various queries that you may have on this. Okay. So just to give you some flavor of where we are located in the southwest of London. Kingston University is a student town Kingston is the main city center, and Kingston Business School is one of the campus out of the 4 campuses that we have in this university town. Business school is where we have all of our business management, accounting, finance, HRM related courses that we take. Kingston, if you've never Googled, it is 30 minutes by train to Waterloo Station, which is central London. And we are located in a very leafy campus right next to the Richmond, Kingston Parks, Richmond Park, call it, yeah. So I've done my PhD here, so I've been associated with Kingston for a very long time now. I've been managing this collaborative partnership as a course director for last 6 years. We have this collaboration for the last 17 years, running very successfully. Kingston is one of the business schools which is multiple accredited by various professional bodies. So we have AMBA for our MBAs, Small Business Charter for our innovation and management programs. We have EFMD accreditation for our undergraduate and postgraduate studies, and also ASCSB accreditation, which is a mark of quality. About 30% of the global business schools have the ASCSB accreditation. So in terms of external recognition, we are very well placed in the context of a university. The university offers a variety of programs, but we are going to focus specifically on the BBA collaboration that we have. In Kingston, our motto is that we don't want to teach, we want to teach and learn. Learning because everyone comes with a background, comes with an experience, and learning because while teaching you, we also learn something in the process. So it's a give and take relationship rather than a one-way traffic. Dipali has highlighted a bit about our dual degree program. So while doing this 3 years course, if you opt for it, then you will get a undergraduate honors degree from Kingston University, which is a BBA Honors Business Administration. Depending on whether you do a 3-year course or a 4-year course, that many credits you accumulate. And along with it, you get the BBA International Business Qualification from NMIMS. So it is 2 at the price of 1 kind of offer. We have a successful collaboration for the last 17 years. I must say that we've been running batch after batch and graduates after graduates who have been our biggest ambassadors. And the first 2 years happens in Mumbai. Final year, you come to Kingston, and you can have a choice of doing a placement here, which is a full-time work, either in London or anywhere in UK for that matter, as well as in India, depending on your choice. So this particular program, in a way, offers the best of both worlds, because we learn both sides of the continent, how things work, how things are similar yet a bit different. And culturally, we are quite different, India and UK. Also, academically, with the English language being the common setting, we have quite a common ground to build on. The courses that run in the BBA are designed by Kingston. That means you study Kingston syllabus. Every year, you do 4 subjects, which we call modules. Each module carries a 30 credit in the UK higher education academic framework setting. So every year you get about 120 credits, and these 120 credits over the course of the first, second, and third year, 3 years gives you 360 credits. 360 credit is what is required for a honors degree certification from a UK higher education system. What is evidently different is the fact that foreign education or UK education is not something that you come to the class and are bestowed with the knowledge and you go back with that knowledge. No, it is something that you also bring your expertise, your background, and your knowledge to the table. So our sessions are not just lectures for 3 hours, sitting and listening to someone and then forgetting the next second. It is about you doing the groundwork before you come for the session.
Breakout room nahi hai?
And we will try and modulate the conversation topic so that we can learn and enrich our understanding.
क्या सुनाते हो तुम?
I specifically feel that learning is a collaborative process. So it is not something that you learn from someone. You can be directed by someone, but that is not something that you will go back with. You will go back with your personal experience out of that learning. So all our sessions are generally very interactive. We are not a prescribing kind of education system, okay? And of course, that comes with certain responsibilities because the responsibility of learning is ultimately up to you. Dipali spoke a bit about transnational education. What are the differences? While this is a very broad discussion area, and we can talk for hours on end, but I will briefly summarize how things are different. So if you do a foreign education, you are doing more than just absorbing knowledge. So in this context, we have sessions which are designed as a flipped classroom session. So a flipped classroom is different from a traditional setting where a lecturer comes and lectures you and gives you some homework to do and you mug up things and you come back in the assessment setting and you show your skills. No, in fact, every classroom that you attend, we will give you something to pre-read. We will cover some content in the session, but a major part of every session will be discussion, will be an activity, will be an application-based context. And here you are going to sit with people from different backgrounds who will be in your classroom, bringing their expertise and their knowledge to the settings. And the good part about that is you broaden your understanding of that topic. So to give you a very simple example, how does ethics work in a workplace? It's a very common topic. We may read books about ethics and we may understand what ethics is. But if somebody comes back with a pointer about how difficult ethical considerations are in a workplace setting, or whether in a political setting, or whether in a charitable setting, that enhances the understanding of ethics. And that is what Flipped Classroom brings to the table. It brings perspective, it brings people's experiences to the table. And that's how holistic learning happens. That's one of the many ways we teach. Another ways are technology-enhanced learning. So with the advent of ChatGPT and various other technological tools that you find outside, and the ease at which we can access them now, it makes proper sense to train students on how to use it accurately in their own working environment. So within our classroom, we encourage a lot of assessments which are done formatively and not summatively with use of technology. So you'll have a clicker-based exercise where each one gets to answer what is the right options out of the choices, and then the discussion can happen around why some choices might be ambiguous, or it can be how you can access all the information at the click of a button from your mobile phone, which doesn't mean that you don't go to the classroom. It just means that in case you miss the classroom, there is opportunity to learn from those technology tools. We also do a lot of project-based learning. So what it means is we may teach you a concept on how to do project management, let's say, but how you apply that in a setting will be assessed in the form of an assessment. So a lot of our assignments or assessments within our evaluation settings are not exams. In fact, we only have one exam in the entire 3 years in one subject, which is business accounting. And we are also trying to reduce that component somehow. Majority of your assessments in any international education will be assignment-driven, report-driven, group project-driven. So you have to work towards a common purpose using all the knowledge and your understanding and all the resources that we have provided you, and come up with something that you can show as a part of your learning. And this is evidently very important because when you go out in any work environment, nobody is going to train you on how to write a report. Okay, the learning, the mistakes has to happen while you're studying, not when you're at work. Work is when you show off what you have learned. So we do a lot of project-based learning. With the advent of the COVID, we have developed a lot of technology systems, and a new concept has come up, which is blended learning. So we learn not only in one setting, the classroom, but we also learn online, and we bring together both this knowledge in one setting for application. That's a blended approach to learning. While COVID is gone, we are back to face-to-face teaching and learning. We have not thrown away all the benefits that we have received from the blended learning approach while we were during the COVID pandemic. Now, while these may be something that we will cater to a bigger audience, big group, a cohort, we also acknowledge and we also understand that each individual is different. Each individual may have certain aspiration, certain interest, certain things that they want to build their career on. So for example, somebody may be doing business management, which is a very HR and entrepreneurship driven course, but maybe they have a focus towards accounting and finance. So we understand that and we acknowledge that. So what we do is we give you the resources in terms of excelling in those kind of skill sets, not as a part of the mandatory learning process, but as a part of your self-personalized learning process. So within the resources that we give you access to from your universities, you can undertake certifications. There are project management certification, Excel certification, Bloomberg certifications. All these things are catering to different sides of the interest. And we believe that is the best way to develop a all-round student at the end of the 3-year journey. We also have access to something called as LinkedIn Learning, which is a subscription-based learning certification resource. As a part of the Kingston University student, you get free access to those. So you can enrich your profile with various courses. And that's not only for students, it's a continuous learning process even for academics like me. So recently I have gone through LinkedIn Learning and learned how to build a website, how to do some coding, which is just one more feather in my up my skill set and expertise. So there's a lot of opportunities to build on. We encourage a lot of critical thinking. Now that critical thinking is very essential because anybody today can ask a question on Chat GPT and get an answer for any trivial information out there on the internet. But do they understand what the answer is? Can they apply what they have learned? Okay, that's the game changer. And that is what critical thinking brings to the table. So you might learn a concept, you might know a concept, but can you apply the concept and can you understand what are the limitations of your application to the setting? That's what critical thinking is all about. And all our courseworks, all our assessments are catered towards developing that skill as we move from one level to another. Now, of course, the context has changed. We have lived through a pandemic. We have seen how work settings have changed. We have also seen the tremendous rise of cryptocurrency, Bitcoins, and all that. Now, of course, you can't open a book that is 10 years old, published, and learn about these things. You can only learn through people who are actively involved, researching, consulting in these areas. So for any learning and teaching, there has to be facilities and guidance and support that helps you enrich that knowledge. So within our university settings, we have knowledge of excellence hubs, which are research hubs where people are actively researching across various topics. And this caters to all type of knowledge here. Okay, so we are talking about small business research centers, which caters to entrepreneurship and innovation related aspects. Then there is accountability governance hub, which caters towards accounting and finance related issues. Then there is customer insight and value hub, which caters towards people buying behavior, customer experiences, and so on, and then many more as well. Now, for people who are actively involved researching, which are your lecturers, they all have in a way, a PhD or working towards the PhD where they are at the forefront of their knowledge so they can provide a research-led and a research-informed teaching to you. In terms of facility, we also have the Brains Lab, which we call it the Behavioral Research Center at Kingston. Then there's a Bloomberg Trading Center. Only about 25% of the business schools globally can afford to have a Bloomberg Trading Center. We have that. So people get trained on Bloomberg as a part of the add-on to their course. And of course, there's a wealth of resources available within the libraries, which we call as a learning resource centers. So access to all type of journals, periodicals, newspapers, books, online, offline, everything. So internationalization means using these resources and just not depending on one book when you get through a certain area of knowledge. Further, I will not take much time because I know Muskan is waiting for me. How we support you. So I think support through any transnational education has to be not just academic support, it has to be an all-round support. So we do support our students and graduates through our career and employability service. There's a wealth of training opportunities there. Through Handshake, which is a system where jobs, internships are being advertised, and Kingston being a part of the Handshake gives students access to those kind of internships and jobs that are advertised where they can apply and seek their next career aspirations. While you are during the process of your 3 years studying, we also allot you a personal tutor who is one of your lecturers, so he can provide you more than just a regular support academically, but also in terms of what struggles that you're going through. There is a lot of events that are organized both at Kingston as well as in CIS, as well as online, where people can learn about various new things. So there's a KU Extra through the various events that we organize at Kingston University. Then there is definitely the Union of Kingston Students, because no university life is good without sports activity clubs or cultural fest. So we understand that there are societies to be involved in, and you also have an opportunity to form your own society if you wish. Lastly, before I end my monologue, I should say that what stage you are in at this moment is a very critical stage, okay? Because it is an investment for 3 years on a discipline, on a course, and there is, of course, a monetary implications of your decisions. So my sincere suggestion is, whatever you choose, think about the value you get out of your investment, okay? When you do an degree, it is more than just a degree that you are looking for, because the world out there is getting very competitive. Everyone has a degree nowadays, but what you can show in an interview is what really matters. And that's why it is important to gain some experiences, whether it's an internship, volunteering, or even as a course representative to get a leadership experience. That will certainly enhance your CV and bring you at par with other people who are competing for the similar post. And finally, my personal advice is be the hardest worker in the room, because there is no better time than now to learn, absorb, improve, and keep repeating that your entire life. So at this note, I'll say thank you very much for listening to me. And I will pass it on to Muskan.
Sorry, someone has raised their hand. I'm not sure.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Manoj. Can I ask a question? Is it open for questions or?
Question and answer, quick 5 minutes. Let's just Muskan finish, then we'll answer all your queries, sir.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Muskan. I promise I won't take more than 5 minutes. Firstly, I want to thank John sir and Dipali ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me today. They have been a real guidance for me because I've reached, under their guidance, I've reached till here. So basically, I joined this NMIMS in Kingston pathway program back in 2019. Yes, 2019 was my first year. And now I opted for the 4th year placement year. So I did 2 years in Mumbai, 1 year in London, and as my level 6, and 1 more year of placement. So I'm currently on my placement year. So I'm here today to share my experience regarding my whole journey. So for me, I think I definitely think I made the correct choice, because after coming to London, you realize, as John sir explained very beautifully, how different the teaching methods are in India and in London. So the 2 years in Mumbai really built up to that year in the 3rd year in London, because it's not only different in the teaching methods, but it's also different culturally. And I am pretty sure if I would have come here in the 1st year, I would have gotten a major cultural shock. And so the 2 years in Mumbai, they build you up, they teach you, they train you. As mentioned previously, these are not just your traditional lectures. These are lectures, workshops, tutorials, everything. So before the lecture, you have to do a pre-reading. After the lecture, you have to do post-reading. Before the lecture, you have to come prepared of anything. And the thing is, the lecturer is not going to ask you, oh my God, you need to do this. You need to do it yourself. And this is not what we have been taught in India, in our college, in our school. So the 2 years in Mumbai, the professors and the lecturers, they all teach you and train you how to accommodate to the new learning system. And then when you come to London, you feel, okay, now I know what to do and what not to do. So yeah, I think that's it.
That's lovely. That's short and sweet. So, and we know that you have been taken up the best advantage here in Mumbai, being sincere, and of course when you've been to London with your placement here. So, really so proud of you.
Yes.
And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I wanted to keep it short and sweet because I realized we're running out of time.
Thank you. In fact, that short insight is, of course, very important. So I'm just going through the chat, the questions which are there in the chat box. So first is everybody is asking about the results. So results will be declared somewhere in the 3rd week of June for impact, and similarly it will go for CIS as well. So keep checking up. Maybe the emails will be sent to you, to the candidates for the selection. So 3rd week of June is what it is. So you can now, Mr. Manoj.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And first of all, thank you for a wonderful presentation. A lot of good information. As a parent, you would definitely appreciate that. Thank you for arranging that. So my first question obviously was about the result, but then are there going to be different rounds of results or merit list, or it's just one time?
So it depends upon the first merit list. If it is so, then if need be, then we will go with second merit list.
Okay.
So usually there are two.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. My next question is, it relates to, I think towards the end of the presentation, we talked about the internships and volunteering. So when it comes to internships, which specific semesters those internships are arranged, and whether those are optional or something which is as part of the curriculum? If you have already covered that point, my apologies, I couldn't follow on that.
Okay, no problem, sir. In fact, internship is compulsory. And usually when they are in Mumbai, we insist them to finish their internship when they transit from 1st year to 2nd year. So that particular summers, they take up their internship. However, when they go to London, for them, they can take up internship where it is 20 hours per week is what the employment they can look out for. Employment means the internship, 3 hours they can work.
नहीं कल जाना है जबकि
So internship is definitely we insist
dinner
on.
बाहर
May I request everyone to please mute? I hope that answers, sir.
Yes, that definitely does. I think I had a follow-up question on that, but I will let others do first.
Ma'am, so I just got few questions from Riya Arora. How much cutoff is required to get admission in this course?
Hello. Yeah, sorry. I think there's some call. Yeah. So cutoff, if it is you are from the state board, if it's a 12th HSC you have done, it's 60%. If you are from IB, it's 26 points.
The new question is from Samiksha Sheth. If someone opts fourth year, does it make a 4-year degree?
Come again. Is it?
If if someone opts 4-year, does
Hmm.
it make a 4-year degree?
Yes, it's a degree with professional placement. It's a 4-year degree then. 3 years with graduation and 1 more year with placement year.
Yes,
So
and
that
just to
would
add,
be-
and just to add, 3-year is a 360 credit. The 4th year will be another 120 credit, so it will be a 480 credit undergraduate course. Now I understand that some of you are planning, because we have a lot of students who want to do MBA after they finish their undergraduation, and in US there is some requirement to have certain number of years of education. So the 4th year of the placement actually gets them enough credits and the years to get to the MBA. So I think that's where the aspiration of having the professional placement comes from.
Vishaka is asking, hello, I have read handout. It includes German or Spanish language. How does it help?
We offer foreign language programs since the students are aspiring for international education. This foreign language actually helps them when they go to London for taking up the jobs, and that's a value addition in which ways.
Imangi is asking, what exactly will be the program structure in the 4th year?
Program structure in the 4th year. John.
Okay, so in the 4th year, because you are on a tier 4 student visa, but you are on a placement here, that means there will be no scheduled session for you to attend. There will be one module where we will ask you to submit a report at the end of your placement year. The placement year requires you to start your placement with an employer on a full-time basis, which is about 37 hours a week for at least 9 months from September onwards till July. You can switch employer, that's also allowed. But at the end of that, you will be required to submit the report, but there are no specific classes. And I think the fee for the 4th year, which I think is a follow-up question, is also around £2,300. It's not really the big expense in that sense.
A question from Adarsh. If I opt for a 3-year BBA program, I will be receiving the degree from NMIMS CIS and not the Kingston University, right? Yes, Adarsh.
No,
Along with the Kingston. Yeah, ma'am. Can you please answer?
they will receive 2 degrees after completing their 3rd year. They'll receive from Kingston University BBA Honors Business Administration and from NMIMS University, which is BBA International Business. Is what the question goes as?
Yes, ma'am. Bhagya is asking, what are the expenses of Kingston University or the same as NMIMS?
No, they are different. You can check on the Kingston website. You go on kingston.kingston. Okay, John, it is kingston.kingston.ac.uk. My Kingston.
No, kingston.ac.uk. You will see that the 4th year fee is somewhere currently in the range of £14,000 for the final year. So that's the international year fee. But I think there are different fee structure for NMIMS in the first 2 years, which Dipali can highlight.
That for London, it is available on the website. And for Mumbai also, it is available on our CIS website. You can go and check on the website for the fee structure.
Vani is asking, won't there be campus placements if one doesn't opt for 4th year?
Come again?
A question from Vani Rajpal. Won't there be campus placement if one doesn't opt for 4th year?
So let me answer that. So there won't be a campus placement. What we have is a portal where there are jobs advertised, and also students are encouraged to apply outside, which they can because they would be on a placement here. So we encourage you to apply at a graduate level. While there are job opportunities advertised, but there is no guarantee for a placement. And we should be very clear about this part, because I think there is a misconception that just because you do a course, you'll get a placement. That is not the case. You will have to secure a placement because placements are competitive.
Can we take Sahil? He has raised his hand. Sahil? Sahil More.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I was asking about the selection process of after giving the NPAT exam and the merit list is out.
It's through merit.
Sorry?
It's only through merit. So if your name appears in the merit list, you will have to go through the documentation process.
Okay, ma'am. So will there be any interview or something after that?
No.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, there is a question from Tanya. Are we allowed to job during our degree in London? Does they have half working days job in London for students? Is that mandatory?
So when you are in London, you are on a tier 4 visa, which is a student visa. Student visa says that you can work 20 hours a week during term time. That is allowed. You will have to search for part-time jobs because I think most of the students do part-time jobs around that setting. And once you finish your term time, that is during the summer break, as well as in your placement year, you would be able to work full-time without any restrictions on the same visa. And after you graduate, which I think is a follow-up question, is what happens is you would have to apply for a different visa, which is called the graduate route visa. Graduate route visa is for 2 years. And in the graduate route visa, students can work 2 years with an employer without the employer having to sponsor you or pay for your visa. It is something that the student can initiate. If you go on the gov.uk website, you will find more details on the graduate route visa and also the tier 4 visa regulations and restrictions. Okay. And after the 2 years of graduate route, you would have to go for something called as a tier 2 visa, which is a work visa, which an employer sponsors you. These are generally for 5 years, full-time, through the employer that employs you. And after that, there is indefinite leave to remain, and then goes the citizenship status.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. Who's
Okay.
this?
It's Gunjan here. Yeah. First of all, I wanted to ask, like, is the 4th year, which is the placement year, is it in London or Mumbai?
Gunjan, you can, yeah, go ahead. John.
You can do in both because when you have a tier 4 visa with a professional placement on, then you also have the visa to work full-time in UK. And of course, in India, you don't need a visa to work.
Yeah.
So you are also given the option that if you find an employer that you want to work for 1 year in India, we also allow that subject to clearance of the employer and that the placement is at the graduate level.
All
Yeah.
right. And
I have a
okay. All right. You can go ahead. I have one more doubt after this.
Okay. My question is the 4th year, if someone opts, okay, and keeps working, say, in London or maybe say in India. So do you give 4-year degree for that if someone opts for 4th year, or it's a 3-year degree program only, even if the placement is, he is opted for placement for 4th year?
Okay, so if you're on a 4-year degree program, then when June comes and you finished your final year, the 3rd year, we progress you to the placement year. So in a placement year, by September, you need to submit us all the documentation and give us the detail of which employer you're working for. We will monitor you during the course of your placement year. At the end of your placement year, you get a 4-year degree. And that is subject to satisfactory completion of your placement year and also submission of the report as a part of your placement year requirement.
Thank you so much. And what are the timing of the college here and in London? I mean, in India, how? What are the timings of college? And 3rd year, what about London? Yeah.
India, your the student timings will be from 12:30 to 5:30 afternoon college. And
in London, you have 4 subjects that you study in your final year. Each subject is a 3-hour lecture that can be anywhere from Monday to Friday between 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That will be scheduled based on the availability of the sessions.
Okay. And one more question is, if, I mean, the merit list when will come Okay, and suppose in that the name is not there, we have to wait for the second merit list as well. We'll get the opportunity.
Not necessary. If the first merit list finish up the intake quota is done, then second merit list may not come out.
Okay, and the result will be by 3rd week of June, as you said.
Expected, yes.
Okay, so my son has applied for say more than one courses for NMIMS.
Ma'am, I request if you have any specific queries related.
Specific is that if he gets name in the merit list, he can go for this, right? If he has applied for 2-3 courses, but he wants this. So there is no cutoff as such you will give for the merit as well. Like say if he's someone scores say 97 percentile, you give a cutoff for this course specific, or his name is there, he is eligible to get admission in this.
See, if
Ma'am,
he is,
ma'am, Dipali ma'am, can I reply to this question, please?
Thank
Elizabeth here? Yeah.
please answer.
Yeah, ma'am, this is from the admission department, Elizabeth. To answer your question, if the child does not get through the cutoff here for CIS admission, and if he has also applied for other program, and if he is selected there, so he can get the admission there. The other.
Okay.
But in case if he gets selected here and he accepts the offer, later on he changes or changes to the other program of NMIMS which he has applied, automatically this program will be deregistered, cancelled, and he will be given admission in the other program.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it. So the
Okay.
merit list the merit list you give, you mentioned the courses one can get admission to along with the merits.
No, not in the merit list, but whichever program you have applied for in the registration form. And in those programs, if he is selected, he will get the offer letter of that program on his dashboard.
Okay, on his dashboard.
On his dashboard. And
Yeah,
if you see the important dates on the website, the merit list date, the first merit list date is given, and the second merit list date is also given. But if in the first merit list all the seats gets full, then there would not be any requirement for the second merit list. So in case if there are still seats, then we go for the second merit list.
Okay.
And the candidate will get a waitlist letter on his dashboard. That means he's waitlisted for the second merit list.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ma'am, just follow up on the same question. If a person has applied for multiple courses and their score gets them in the merit list of different courses, is that possible? Or
Yes.
will they? Okay.
Yes, a person must have applied for BSc Economics or CIS and he has given an NPAT exam. So if he is selected in both the programs, he gets 2 offer letters. It is up to the student to choose whichever program he wanted to select.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
One more question I had. So you said that the 4th year is a honors degree. As far as I know, honors is related to like research work that you do, like you go more extensive into your discipline. So, but you're saying that the 4th year that is offered by NMIS and Kingston together is a placement year where you have a module and you prepare a report on it. Can you elaborate a little bit more for that?
Yes, sure, Gunjan. So all UK university degrees are now honors degree. So what's the difference between a honors and a non-honors degree? Let's talk about that. So a honors degree not necessarily means research driven. It means that it is more difficult than a non-honors degree to get through. So the syllabus, the way we assess, the way we expect students to work on that will be a bit tough compared to a non-honors degree. And whether you do a 3-year or whether you do a 4-year, both the routes gives you a BBA honors degree. One is BBA honors 3 years. One is BBA honors with professional placement, which is a 4-year.
All right, so both of them are honors, but it's just that you get that additional period of, getting like the placement, working on your placement.
Correct. 120 credits more than a normal undergraduate honors degree and 1 more year off.
So you're assessed while you're working or you're just finding work in that period, in the 4th year?
You would have found the work by September. We would have approved your employment by September, and you would have started your employment by September up till July for a 9 months period. 36 weeks is what we call working full-time with an employer, and satisfactory completion of that, because we will also do visits, we will also talk to your line manager, we will also expect you to prepare a report. So it is
Okay, so the
evaluated.
report is okay. So the report is based on your work you do. Yeah. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. What would be your suggestion for the students who want to adopt the new learning methods, as you have highlighted how practical you provide learning, so that we can fastly adopt that learning method? What suggestion? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes, we are going to take quickly two.
Ma'am,
Yes, Samyak.
ma'am, where to upload the documents or mark sheet? Because in the application form it has written that when the results come within 1 week, you have to upload your mark sheet or the documents.
Okay, I will answer to your question, Samya. See, as soon as the offer, as soon as the merit list is released, you will get a message on your registered email ID that the merit list has been declared. And then you will go to your dashboard and you will check whether you have the offer letter or the waitlist letter. If you have the offer letter, then there are details given in that. You have to, there is an accept button which you have to accept the offer, and you have to fill up the admission form. While you are filling up the admission form, there is an upload button in which you will have to upload the list of documents which are mentioned in the admission offer letter. All that you will do it through your dashboard. Okay. Is it clear? Like you have a dashboard, you go there, you check whether you have an offer letter tab or a waitlist tab. If there is an offer letter tab, you accept that offer, and then you will fill up that will take you to fill up the admission form. While filling up the admission form, you will get upload document tab. On that, you will upload all the required documents which are mentioned in the offer letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am,
can I ask a question regarding placement services?
Yes,
I have
but
a question.
can I just
No, this question is
I have a-
answered about the uploading document.
Yeah, it's answered, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
And one question about stay. Where will
I
the students stay?
please, I request to go one by one. I think there is one question.
Yes.
There is one question in the chat about accommodation. John, would you like to answer?
Yes. So I want to first acknowledge Paryul's question, because she asked a very important question, and I think I want to answer that first before others jump in. I think thank you very much, Paryul, for asking that question, and it's a very relevant question. As far as preparation for a student is concerned, that is, we consider it as our responsibility. So during your level 4 and level 5, we will gradually build you up to that level, so that when you come in your level 6, you are prepared to adapt, learn, and benefit from all the different learning approaches that we have at Kingston University. So rest assured, we will prepare you in this journey, starting from level 4, building to level 5, and finally coming to the end product of level 6. Okay, that's a very short answer to your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
I have a small question regarding the placement services. After the completion of 3rd year, placement services are going to be provided by NMIMS or Kingston University?
So placement support is available across both campuses. So what I mean by that is, within Kingston University, there is a placement and employability team. There are various resources like a graduate support package, the handshake, the internship dashboard, and all those things. We will also assign you placement advisor, where you can get your CV proofread, your cover letter adjusted to the job that you're applying for. We will also direct you to which jobs might be a good job to apply for that are advertised internally and externally at Kingston University. So we will provide you the support, making the application, going to the interview, preparing you on that. But finally, doing that is something your responsibility. And the same applies to back in CIS for a student who wants to do something in India. There is enough support available within CIS facilities as well to help.
Excuse me. What is the cutoff required for NMIMS Bangalore?
And what
Excuse
about
me, sir.
the where will someone stay in London? Where do students stay? And if someone can try for placement in both the countries also at the same time, wherever the person gets can take it?
Yes, so I don't know about the cutoff. I'll leave it to Dipali to answer. Regarding placement, yes, you can do a placement both in India and UK, depending on where you get through, what is the right fit for you. So we allow both options available. And as far as accommodation is concerned, when you come in London, there is halls of residence available within Kingston University that you can opt for, or you can also stay privately as you prefer. Currently, we have our level 5 students who are coming to level 6 at this summer period. So we are going through accommodation, we are going through CAS process, visa application, and all those things at the moment. So that will be available as you come to that stage in your academic career.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, John sir, Dipali ma'am, and Muskan for this.
Shikhar, just a second, sorry. Before we wind up, I want Elizabeth to just mention about some cutoff, and there are so many admission related questions. If she can just take a quick answer to that. Elizabeth, are you there? No, I think she has just exited.
No, Dipali ma'am, would you like to answer by question or just a brief about the admission process?
About admission cutoff and how it's going to be, because there are many questions in the chat.
Okay. See, about the admission process for CIS is through the NPAT exam. Those who have given the NPAT exam, they have been given the main attempt, first attempt, and second attempt. So out of these three, the best score will be considered for the merit list. Now, the merit list, depending upon the number of registrations, the merit list will run, and the cutoff will be decided as per the requirement. Like depending, we have 240 seats. So if the cutoff will be decided accordingly by the management. So we don't really share the figures with the candidates. The cutoff will be decided by the management, and the merit list will be released. Once the merit list is released, candidates will be informed via email and SMS saying that the merit list has been released. Now for this CIS, our merit list date is, if you see as per our important dates put up on the website, the first merit list will be declared on 23rd of June. Okay, once the merit list is declared, candidates get a message. They will have to visit their dashboard, check if they have got the offer letter or if they have the waitlist letter. If they have the offer letter, they click on that, they fill up the admission form, they upload the document, and they make the payment. Once the payment is done within 24 hours, they will get fee payment receipt. They'll receive the fee payment notice, and we will do the document verification and confirm the admission. And before the commencement of the school, they will get details from the school about the inauguration and the commencement of the program. Anything further, any specific question I would like to answer to that? This is the general process.
Thank you. I think I've just mentioned in the chat, if you have any specific query, any doubts, you can write it to us. I have given my email ID as well as our administrator, Ms. Shweta's email ID. We will answer to all your questions one by one. It's so difficult to take up all these queries here in this short time. So thank you. And Shikhar, you can take it up.
Thank you so much, Dipali ma'am, John sir, Elizabeth ma'am, and Muskan for cooperating in this webinar. I hope that this info session has been quite beneficial for all of you. And hopefully we can see all of you guys joining the NMIMS very soon. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Shikhar.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Muskan.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Bye. Thank you.
We all can disconnect the meeting now. Thank you.
Thank you.